faster out the front door of the school, and she's screaming at us, hurry up, get to that car, we're moving. Get to the car, please, we're moving. Now, my little brother's in the back seat, he's only 3. So at this point, I'm 6, my little brother's 3. There's a rule. You don't raise your voice. You do not question me. The car is pulling off. My brother and I are in the back seat. We're having a conversation, but we don't need words. We learn how to communicate without words. We're talking back and forth in the back seat, basically with gestures and nudging, pulling in. We're asking each other, what is going on? She only went 2 weeks. Where are we going? And we've been driving in the car. We've been Philadelphia disappeared. My mom doesn't tell us where we're going. It's 6 hours in the car. The car finally stops. She tells us to get out and follow her. She opens up a trailer door and sits us down. Now listen, boys. I should have been that mom mature not to leave this trailer until I return to you boys. Understand me? Yes, ma'am. Door closes. 8-year-old is my brother. I'm 6. My little brother is 3. 1 day goes by, 2 days go by, 3 days go by, 4 days go by, 5 days go by. My mom does not come back. There's barely any food. There's barely any water. We have no idea where we are. I've had enough. That's it. I'm yelling at my brother and I'm telling him he needs to do something about this. You're the oldest. My brother said, I don't know what to do. I said, you're 8 years old. You should know what to do. He said, I don't know what to do. I said, you're 8. You should know. He said, I don't know. I said, well, I'm 6. My brother said, what are you going to do? What would a 6-year-old do? I'm telling her, man. I'm telling her, Mommy. My brother said, where are you going to go? We're not supposed to be. I'm breaking my promise. I want to go back to school. I'm telling her, Mommy, we're supposed to be in school. I swing this trailer door open. I look around. There's another trailer. I go over there and start banging on the door. My brothers come out behind me. Can I help you? I tell my mom. My mom is not here. We're not even in school. What do you want me to do? Could you call my mom and pop in Philadelphia? They'll come get us. They always do. She dials the number. She answers the phone. I tell her my grandfather. Tell my grandfather what's happening. Papa, Mommy's not here. We're not even in school. He goes, where are you? I don't know. We turned to this woman. She said, oh, you're in Bowling Green, Virginia. Bowling Green, Mom had taken us well over 200 miles away from Philadelphia this time. The first time I'd ever hear my grandfather say this. It's too far. We can't come and get you, boy. Give the phone to the woman. They have a conversation. The next thing that happens, we're in the backseat of the car. We're being taken to a bus station. She's trying to find the bus driver who's driving back to Philadelphia. She's trying to explain to the bus driver, explain 3 parents more money. There's only a promise. Their grandparents will be waiting at the bus stop in Philadelphia to get them back safely. They'll pay you. Now, can you imagine 8, 6, and 3, and this is going on? 8, 6, and 3. She finds the bus driver. It all works out. The bus driver says he's going to take us back. But I have to give you more context here. This is going to blow your mind. The year is 1964. I am 55. Yes! What? Yes. So, now that you're trying, like, what in the world is going on? I always like to tell people the engine light looks good, but the chassis is definitely rusty. I'm the Black Benjamin. That's who I am. I'll have people know. So it's so great. In 1964, you all have studied this in history. The Civil Rights Movement is going on. Where 3 African American boys were in the South. The bus driver who has to get us back to Philadelphia is white. He puts his life in danger. He has to be courageous for 3 strangers. And he agrees. If he doesn't agree, we're probably not going to survive. Because my mom doesn't check for another 2 weeks. And you can imagine if those 3 boys are sitting in that trailer for 3 weeks, barely any food, barely water, 8, 6, and 3, no way. But this bus driver gets us back. My grandparents are waiting at the bus station. They pay the bus driver. My grandparents are excited. My mom is not getting us back. They're going to raise us. But something else happened. In my neighborhood of my grandparents, there's a playground. And that playground becomes this place where I grow up. This playground becomes a place where I get confidence. This playground becomes a place where I start to understand what I can do, what I'm special at. And see, that's why I always keep balls around. Kickball, dodgeball, foursquare, whatever you want to call it. It's purpose and intention. I discovered this ball at 6 years old. It represents sports for me. But even more so, it represents belonging, connecting, being a part of something. See, all of us want to have that, don't we? We all want to connect. School was a very important place for me. Sports was a very important place for me. And a community of people who believe in me. So I started playing sports in our neighborhood because sports meant everything. Now, I don't know how many of you grew up in neighborhoods, right, where you get nicknames. I got a nickname, and to this day, at 55, still know this. From that first time I went up to the playground, they gave me a nickname. Little fast thing. Hit that little fast thing. So my two little fast thing. And for the next 5 hours of my first day at that playground, something even bigger happened. I connected. I belonged. I was a part of something. And I started to understand something really important. I need to find people that believe in me. I need to find a place that I can grow. So this playground became the first place. Then school became a safe place for me. I love school. There wasn't anything that I didn't love about school, except homework, eventually. But the first book that I ever took out of the public library, which set me off without reading, was Where the Wild Things Are. Most of you know that book, but that's my #1 book. That book set in motion my love and passion for reading. And then school became important. And then sports became important. And then I got an opportunity to do things they never thought were going to be possible. Sadly, my grandmother passed away when I was 10. My grandfather tried to raise 3 boys on his own. Social workers would come and check on us and basically tell my grandfather, don't expect much. I would sit at the top of the steps and say, I'm going to show you. You watch, I'm going to show you. My older brother, Donnie, retired in 22 years. My younger brother, Kyle, was a computer specialist in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But then my journey is not anything anyone could have ever predicted. And I told you I love sports, and I played every sport you could imagine. I loved books, I loved school, and I had a community of people, but it was a crazy community of people who helped me grow. See, a lot of different people, because it was the energy center of our neighborhood. I got raised by drug dealers and youth. I got raised by professional people and laborers. I got raised by men, women, and my parents, friends, but not my parents. All of these people helped me to understand what I could do with my life. And a ball and books and betterment raised me up. And because of those 3 things, I got a bachelor's degree in speech communication and sports medicine. I got a master's degree in health education. I spent 10 years in the Air Force as a language translator. I speak 5 languages. I speak Serbian, Croatian, Russian, German, and Czech. Добрый день, я зовут That was just, how are you all doing today? My name is Kevin Carroll, and I live in Serbia. I had no idea that was going to come in handy. Are there any NBA fans in this room? So you might know this one name when I go through. I worked at the high school level like this as an athletic trainer, the college level as an athletic trainer, and then I landed my dream job. I became only the 3rd African-American athletic trainer in the history of NBA for my hometown team, the Philadelphia 76ers. So I was there with Allen Iverson, rookie year, Jerry Stackhouse. I was on the bench. If you're an NBA fan, I was on the bench the night that Jordan got crossed twice by Allen Iverson. Seeing that video, I was sitting on the bench, right? We were losing by like 25. We were horrible. But that moment was a big moment, wasn't it? That ushered in a whole new thing in the NBA. Allen Iverson changed the game. And I was a part of that. When he won Rookie of the Year, I was on the team with him, helping him. So one of the things I started to understand was that all of these things came into play, but I didn't know my languages were going to help me. And I ended up meeting Vlade Divac. If you're an NBA fan, you'll know the name Vlade Divac. If you're not an NBA fan, Vlade Divac is from the former Yugoslavia, 7 feet tall, played in the NBA for a long time. I spoke his language. My coach asked me to insult him during a game. Can you believe that? Now here's one funny thing. I actually knew how to say, your mama jokes in Serbian. So I started hitting him with some your mama jokes. He's running down the court. He gets mad. He stops 7 feet tall, storms towards our bench, screaming, you insulted my family in Serbia. And the coach points to that little guy right there. I look up at him and someone's down. I refuse. I get invited to be the sports medicine liaison for the 96 Olympic team from Yugoslavia. They were in Atlanta, right, for the Olympic Games. Summoned all the team pictures with all these big European guys. One little black guy, right? They're like, what's going on there? Oh, he's from Montenegro. He's from... Get the joke? Some of you got that little book. So, I end up doing that work for them. Someone from Nike, the special story that the NBA does about me, I get a phone call from Nike, they want to hire me. No job title, no job description, just the fact that you love sports, you're clever, you have great imagination, you can bring value to this company. Will you join us? At this point, I'm a single dad. I raised my 2 boys on my own for 15 years. So my 2 sons are high school. We moved out here in 1997. My stepdaughter is a graduate of Grant High School. and we move out here, and I work for 19 for 7 years. I get to create my own role, my own title. My title is Catalyst, with a K. Does anybody know what a catalyst is? Anybody know what a catalyst is? Somebody, you, sir, what is a catalyst?
Having your own big big basketball, like some people playing sports.
Yes! That is it! You know that!
I'm just feeling you. That's it.
So I'm the catalyst there, right? I'm a change agent. I do that for 7 years. I did it 7 years. But there's a lot of ball ending right now. There was how'd that happen? I kept getting the ball away so smoothly. That was smooth, wasn't it? I know it was. I know you want to smile. It's okay. It's okay. It's all must have had this dynamic kick going. So, I worked in 7 years. I get a chance to travel all over the world. I get to challenge people about what's possible. But even more so, what I start to understand is this. Some lessons that I learned in my childhood, some lessons that I learned at that playground, actually are very beneficial. I thought what I would do here today is share with you all these really simple lessons, simple that I've come to understand because I spent 7 years at night, but I've been on my own for 10 years now. So I've written 3 books. I write for ESPN, Disney, and McGraw-Hill. I travel the world. I've worked with all kinds of people. My words, I actually got to a quote. Does anybody remember when Starbucks had the quotes on the cups? I'm cup number 77. 70 million cups were printed with my quote on it. What? How do you predict all of these things to happen? When I was that 6-year-old boy that was abandoned, put on a bus and sent to his grandparents, basically told by the social workers, don't expect much. I'm here to tell you that I knew what I was inspired by was sports and books and learning, and I looked for people who would encourage me, who would lift me up. But school was that place for me. I have had a chance to go back and look at my high school, my junior high school and middle school, my elementary school, all branches of the military to thank them. See, we all need someone like that. So I've learned these simple truths, so I'm going to share these with you all. And it starts with this really simple one, the I. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to be present. You got to show up if you want something to happen for you. It's not going to happen by talking. You got to be there. So eyes for child, eyes of wonder, eyes of possibility. Now I know all of you have great devices. Your phones, your iPads, right? Your smartphones, all these things you have available to you. I'm going to challenge you to look up every once in a while. All the answers in life are not going to be found on the screen. So many times the answers are actually right in front of you, but you have to look up. So those eyes are about looking up every once in a while and taking in this amazing screen called life. Everything is in